Hello and welcome. Here is the first technical presentation of the Designer, the new software of 4GL. In this video, I will tell you about the general structure of the Designer. And we will discover together this new tool and its components. The VP Designer is used to define the graphical form of the project, the management rules, and the formulas to be used. The execution part, at runtime, is managed by VP Run. It is the fusion between the data of your database and the project. From a technical point of view, VP Run is a DLL. It produces a XPR file that will be sent to vpxPrint. Finally, two progress utilities make it easy to generate the data schema for your database and dynamically create a data file in XML format. The goal is to be very quickly operational with the Designer. Let's first look at how the graphical designer works. It is VP Designer which allows to draw on the screen, the pages, the objects in WYSIWYG mode, by specifying the rules of project management. Since he has no connection to the database, a schema must be provided to define the tables and columns. Export schema does this job automatically. It creates a definitions file with a suffix .vp schema. VP Designer is then used to build the project that will be saved in an XML file with a suffix .vp project. The execution part is supported by VP Run. It needs two elements, the project and the database data that it will merge according to the project rules built with VP Designer. The client application will have to provide this data in XML format. You just need to call XML data with a request of the type progress for each. It will generate automatically and quickly an XML file with the data and the structure of the request. For information, for reasons of confidentiality or to comply with the RGPD standard, it is possible to encrypt the data. After generating this XML data file, just call the VP Run DLL with the name of the project and the name of the data. VP Run will create an XPR that will be sent to vpxPrint. The Designer is delivered with some progress examples. Open runstudio.w and examine the trigger code for Create Database Schema. This is a sample code to create a .vp schema file. Just be connected to a database and run export schema. Let's look at the contents of a VP schema file. It's a text format. Each file name is preceded by the greater than sign, followed by the fields with their name, type, format, contextual help, and the label. The values are separated by tabs. Note that the minus character used by progress in variable names is replaced by an underlined character, and the formats have been transformed. Let's create the data file now. This is a visual example, which shows how a standard progress query is converted into an XML data file automatically. We see the hierarchy of the query and the value of the different fields of each table. Now let's see another example progress program simplerun.w. Here, we approach a real example for the printing of an invoice from your application. First, select the invoice number. Then we create the data file with XML data from a classical progress query. Here is the XML data call syntax. Note the possible use of encrypted fields. Then we call vprun report with the name of the project, that of the data, and name of the output XPR file. A return code makes it possible to know if everything went well. And finally, we call vpxPrint with the XPR file created by vprun. Integration into the progress environment is simple, native, and highly efficient. A double click on a VP schema file in the Windows Explorer launches the designer. With this selected schema file, it is the easiest way to start a project. A simple click on the name of a file visualizes the corresponding fields. If you click on Clear Files, the active schema is deleted, and you can directly choose a schema file from a dialog box. The elements of this tree view can be dragged on the workspace with the classic drag and drop method. They become graphic objects. A little practical tip: if the uppercase mode is activated, the drag and drop will insert the field with its label. Two objects are then generated, the field aligned on the left, and its label aligned to the right. They move together. You can then manipulate these objects with the toolbar. Lock them, group them, separate them, etc. Double-clicking an object in the workspace opens the Object's Properties window. We find the schema tree view at the top left with the same possibilities of drag and drop as for the main window. It's easy to change the font, color and style. Just below, the type of object, character, integer, decimal, date, or currency, defines the internal type of the data. The format gives the presentation characteristics of the data, and, to the right, the presentation to be applied to this object. The content of the object can be defined in different ways. A constant text value, an expression, a if-then-else expression, or with the advanced expert mode. We also have the possibility to precede an object or not according to a condition. Thank you for watching.